Hello, and welcome to the Sanbot Demo. We here at Qlink are very excited for you to start using Sanbot and experience all that this robot has to offer. This demo will go over the basic functions and features of Sanbot, but not every little detail will be covered. If you want to find out more, visit our website at sanbot.com or read the user manual, which will have every detail you need. So, let's get this demo started. So firstly, Sanbot is an open API platform. What does this mean? Well, this means Sanbot's easily customizable. It can integrate into any business very easily. The four major industries that Sanbot is made for is retail, education, healthcare, and hospitality. And now to the sort of architectural layout of how to operate Sanbot. So there are three sides. You have the robot side, Sanbot. You have the cloud platform powered by Qlink Cloud, and of course, the mobile app, Qlink. So let's get into Sanbot. So Sanbot's dimensions are 92 by 30 by 40 centimeters, and it weighs 19 kilograms. It's a little heavy, but not too heavy. So first, we'll look at the head. Sanbot has 7 microphones, 5 on top of the head, and then 2 right here below the cameras on its face. These microphones are used for voice localization, listening to commands, for a Q&A survey. It listens and responds to questions. So moving on, and then also you can see an LED light right here. To turn it on the top of Sanbot's head, there's a button with a red light bulb. Press it to turn it on, press it again to turn it off. Now, to the back of Sanbot's head, there's actually a projector. This projector is a 720p HD laser projector, which means it's very bright and it has laser technology. So please do not have direct eye contact. To turn it on, go to the menu and locate the projector app. Wait for it to queue and turn it on. And like most things with Sanbot, you can use your voice to turn it on by simply saying turn on projector. So to see if the projector is working without looking directly into it, you can put your hand behind it to see the image, or a piece of paper, or dim the lights. You'll also notice on the interface that has 2 modes, wall mode and ceiling mode. And you can also use image settings to make the best picture possible. Simply tap the bar again to shut down the projector. So now onto the cameras. So on Sanbot's face, you have a security surveillance camera, and then 3D cameras, which are used for user interactions, depth perception, and it helps with playing cinematic games, and also a video camera on the chest. So there are a number of touch sensors on Sanbot. You have 3 on top of the head, 2 on the back, 2 where the chin is, 2 on the chest, and then 2 on the back. These touch sensors wake up Sanbot so it can start obeying your commands. To know if Sanbot is in an awakened state, you'll see on the ear lights that it's green. And now, Sanbot also has emotional expressions, which are these eyes right here. You can adjust them to however you want by going to emotional control. And also, if you touch Sanbot's head too many times, it becomes angry. But don't worry, this is just for show. The emotions don't actually affect Sanbot's operations. So moving down from the face, we have the touchscreen. This is a 10.1-inch 1080p touchscreen provided by Panasonic. So you'll notice that there's a little gray button. This is a very useful little button right here. You can access the menu or return to the previous page or screensaver. You can also just drag it around the screen in case it's in your way. Simply just hold and drag. To access the menu, which you can control the volume, brightness, take a screenshot, or see the Wi-Fi status, simply press and hold, and you can interact. The menu will disappear after 30 seconds of not being used, or tap outside of the menu and it'll disappear. You can just tap this to return to the screensaver or the previous page. So now Sanbot has even more sensors, including the touch sensors that we've previously talked about. In fact, there's 60 of them. Some are infrared sensors, which can detect humans and objects so it doesn't bump into anything or anyone. Spatial sensors, this makes sure that Sanbot won't just roll off the curb, so you know it'll stay safe. And it also has a sensor on the back to detect its charging pile, so Sanbot can automatically recharge, which is a really cool feature. So you'll see here the speakers. Sanbot has multiple tweeters for high frequency sounds and a subwoofer for lower frequency sounds, and they're really loud and has a great sound quality. So there are two important sensors for Sanbot. The passive infrared sensor, or PIR sensor, which is used to detect users. So a user can walk up to Sanbot and Sanbot will automatically start playing content that you would want it to play. And then on the arm, it has object and spatial sensors, which help it avoid objects. Now onto the battery. Sanbot has a lithium battery provided by Panasonic, so it's easily rechargeable. You can recharge Sanbot in two ways. The first way is to just use the cord, plug it in, Sanbot right here. The other way is to use its charging pile. As long as the magnetic strips are touching the charging pile right here, then it'll charge. The charging pile also emits an infrared signal, which Sanbot can detect. When Sanbot hits a certain battery percentage, it'll automatically look for the charging pile and find it. So now I'm going to start demoing some of Sanbot's most common functions. So the first one is going to be voice commands. I'm going to use some of the voice commands that you'll probably use most of the time. So what you can do to wake up Sanbot using your voice is just repeat his name, Sanbot, Sanbot. Sanbot, Sanbot.
I am in a great mood.
Sanbot, Sanbot.
Are you speaking with me?
Turn right.
Okay.
Play music. Play music.
Understood.
So, here are the speakers. They are very impressive. Alright, let's take a picture. One last command. Take a picture.
I get it. 3, 2, 1. Easy, but okay.
And that's how easy voice commands are. The next function is a really cool function. It's called the follow function. Basically, when you use this function, Sanbot will lock onto your heat signature and follow you around wherever you go. So, let's begin. First, you'll access the main menu, and then turn it on. You'll see the instructions on screen. Simply follow them. Hold that position until it locks onto your signal. This little icon will start moving when Sanbot has locked on, and if it loses your signal, it will go back to that original position. On screen. Wait for Sanbot to lock onto your signal. You know when Sanbot's locked onto your signal when it moves towards you like so. Now, don't walk too fast, otherwise Sanbot will lose your signal. But it can pretty much follow you in most directions. It's pretty cool. To turn it off, simply just press the button, and Sanbot will stop following you. So the last function I'm going to talk about is a really fun one. It's called the dance function. So in your main menu, hit dance, and you'll already see that there's some pre-listed dances. You can click them if you want to play them. If you want to add your own, hit add dance, choose the music, hit next. This looks a little complicated, but don't worry, it's pretty easy. Basically, you have the body parts and then the direction of movement that you want Sanbot to do. So for the head, we'll do raise, so we'll raise his head. The left hand will go up, the right hand will go down, and then for turning left and turning right, we have 90 degrees, 180 degrees, or a full 360. So we'll just do 90 for the left. And then you just hit create step. You can do that until you have a nice dance. Then hit your name the dance, and then hit save dance. So after that, once you want to play it, just simply
What are you talking about?
click it
If your children are
and
under...
hit play. Then you can hit pause, touch the screen, you'll see pause, hit pause, and Sanbot will stop dancing.
Click
Pretty
create
fun and
dance
easy.
to create your own dance step.
So now we're going to go into the Sanbot store, and you can see the screensaver right here. But remember, with MPS, you can have the screensaver be anything. So let's begin. So there are 4 applications for the Sanbot store, and like all of them, you can use your voice to control them. So you have marketing, publicity, which are basically trumpets, reminders that Sanbot can say at any time you want Sanbot to say them, and it'll remind customers about any promotional deals or sales, anything you want. Then we have product introduction, which we'll go over later, dance, which we've already gone over, and then usher. This is like a way to greet customers when they come at the door. You can set Sanbot by your store's entrance, and then the PR sensor will detect a potential customer, and then you can edit a picture or video or text, and then Sanbot will play that message as soon as it senses a customer. So we're going to go into product introduction now. Sanbot. Promotion.
We found out the product that spell a promotion.
So you can see this was really helpful for anyone that wants to promote a new product or anything on sale, or if they're trying to push a particular product to the customer, Sanbot can play it in a really cool way that will give the shopper a great new experience. So now we're going to go over the SDK demo. The SDK demo is really for developers to help them program Sanbot. So first we see a system status, which just gives you the ID number, the system version, the SDK version, and the battery percentage. Next we have head control, which sounds like what it is. Basically just press it to move the head. Same with the hands. And the wheels turn Sanbot. So what makes Sanbot really cool is part of its AI is IBM's Watson, which helps it learn 28 languages that it can speak, listen, and respond to. So we're going to showcase this with the translate function. So we're going to do a simple English to Spanish translation, and you can choose from multiple languages by clicking this drop-down menu. So to begin, simply click here to talk. Where is the store? And hit translate.
La tienda.
And that's it. Pretty easy. So now a really cool one, voice localization. Sanbot's microphones enable it to detect a voice no matter which direction it is. For example,
I am neither a vegetarian nor but I am a foodie.
then we have emotion control, which the eye's right here. You can just use it to change it however you want to. And that's the SDK demo. So now I'm going to go over the Qlink app, which allows you to control Sanbot through your phone and also send text to other Sanbot users. So first, open up the app. It has the Sanbot logo on it. And now we're going to start going into how to use it. So let's start off with controlling Sanbot. So just press the head right there and you'll see a bunch of menu items come up. So this little foot, that controls the wheels. So just hold down the arrow and Sanbot moves. We'll just do it again just to get him face front. The longer you hold it, the longer he moves. So then next you can control the head movement. The arms, left and right. And then the facial expression. And then you can also text with other Sanbot users. And you can see it on the screen. So you can also do some surveillance. And now you see what Sanbot sees through its security camera. You can also control Sanbot while you're in surveillance mode. So this is really helpful for keeping an eye on your store. And then you can just get out of it whenever you want. And you can always hit play again to go back to the surveillance video. Well, that's about it for this Sanbot demo. We hope that this video has helped you learn about the basics of Sanbot. Remember, if you have any more questions, you can go to our website, go to our forum page, or check out the user manual for all the details about Sanbot. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Sanbot_robot or Facebook, just search Sanbot. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact our customer service department, and thank you for using Sanbot. Bye-bye.